here.
Woo!
We are live
Sir.
at Four Horsemen Studios for the Money in the Bank Show. I'm Andre Gordon at Directed by Dre.
I'm John Roca at The Roca Says.
John?
Yeah.
This has been called one of the most active weeks in professional wrestling history. I want to retitle it
Yes.
as one of the most boring weeks in professional wrestling history.
I would like to second that and say it was incredibly flat.
Yeah.
All the programs were flat this week.
For Raw,
Yeah.
there were some exciting moments, but overall, they crammed in 10 matches on the card when the average is 5.
Wow.
So they doubled their show count, but nothing really...
Yeah, this is definitely not an issue of quantity over quality. This is, I mean, you know, it's not quality over quantity. It's definitely quantity over quality because it's too much and it was boring.
So we open up with Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Actually, no, we open up with Stephanie McMahon.
McMahon.
We'll start with Bryan. We'll skip Stephanie. You didn't exist.
Right, we should.
Okay?
Right.
So, what did you feel about the promo as far as in regards to pushing the storyline further?
Oh, I thought this was a great promo and a fantastic storyline for them to pursue because Daniel Bryan is saying, John Cena's an entertainer and I'm a wrestler.
That's true.
And it's perfect because it goes forward, it pushes this whole like kind of Rocky 3 storyline that he's the grungy guy who's still hungry and fighting for his spot at the top, and Cena's been living the good life. He's been living the high life, riding the motorcycles, fighting the bums, taking easy matches. You know, it was this whole Rocky 3 that
Cena's a paper champion.
And so I thought it's a storyline I've never seen them do or haven't seen in a long time. And Bryan is right. He is a wrestler. Cena is an entertainer. Cena has 7 moves.
No, well, yeah, 7.
7.
Is Cena going to tap out? Is Cena going to tap out?
No.
We'll find out.
All right. Welcome back to the Money in the Bank Show. We are moving on to speak about Andre's favorite wrestler in the history of time.
Kick me in the nuts.
John effing Cena. Andre, what did you think of Cena's promo later on in the show as a reaction to Bryan's
Okay, now let me tell you something. There were a couple things that I liked. Number one, I liked that the WWE did not drown out his boos. I liked that the WWE did not drown out people saying boring.
Boring? That was awesome!
And he actually reacted to it.
Yes!
But he did play it off a little
course
bit
he
like,
did.
oh, so you guys want to see me fight?
Yeah.
Hate you so much.
It was
with every fiber.
It was
of
so
my
frustrating.
being.
It was so frustrating because he had recognized that the universe wants Bryan to win.
Finally.
And I thought that was great.
Yes.
And so for him to turn around and to do the boring, and then go, oh, you guys just want us to fight. No! They're telling you how they feel.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
I felt like some of John's stuff in this, not John Roca, John Cena,
Fair enough.
was a bit heel-ish.
Yes. Yes.
It wasn't heel turn, it was heel-ish.
Right.
His toe was in the water there,
Well-
and I got a little bit excited, but I don't think he will commit all the way.
No, this is what he does, though, right? He goes into that white gangster talk crap that he does. You know, who I am, and I'm gonna stay who I am. Ain't nobody changing me. All that stuff that he does. Nobody buys. You're from Connecticut. I'm sorry. You're from Connecticut.
Connecticut's
No one's
hardcore.
buying you street gangster, son. Sorry. And so I hate when he goes into it because when he does his regular talk, like we talked on last week on the show, when he's on Total Divas and he's like himself,
I like
that's
him on Total
awesome to
Divas.
watch. When he's doing this whole I'm the tough gangster guy, and you're like, yeah, you couldn't beat a fly. Like nobody buys it.
You know what?
So,
you know what?
what?
That's right. We watch Total Divas. What?
What? That'll come up later in the show.
We're tough. Anyway.
Cena. I don't want to see you no more.
We are back on the Money in the Bank show, and I want to start off this segment with my friend, my best friend in the world, CM Punk, the best in the world. John.
Yeah.
John.
Yes.
I'm loving what I read in an interview that CM Punk said he prefers playing a heel because he doesn't really know who he is right now.
Right.
But I think he is finding his groove.
Yes.
His foot's on the gas.
Yeah.
He's on the freeway, the Autobahn, all the way, speed limit out the window. He's going.
Well, I thought this week, both his matches were actually good matches. He made both those guys look good, Fandango and Axel, which have been dying. Those guys have been dying for good matches. Yeah, nobody did that.
What?
They did not do that. Only in Houston, and, well, we can talk about Houston. But, like, in Green Bay, nobody was Fandangoing. Nobody. They had one shot.
No.
But Punk, I am so looking forward to this match with Lesnar because of what happened after the match with Axel. That was amazing. Great chemistry. You totally believe that Punk can handle Lesnar and can throw throw everything at Lesnar. Yeah, and Lesnar with just one move can just, like, for every 6 moves Punk does, one move is all Lesnar needs. You know, so it's fantastic because you don't know what's going to happen.
It reminded me of, I know we talk about Rocky a lot, Rocky IV.
Oh.
With Ivan Drago versus...
The Russian.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everything, you know, and CM Punk got cut. And like,
yeah.
I think it's going to be a great match next week. Paul Heyman versus CM Punk.
That'll be something.
That's a trap waiting to
That'll
happen. The trap got dinged. We are out of here for our next segment.
Go get him, Punk!
Best in the world. John.
Yeah.
I haven't been sick in a while.
Neither have I. It's been over 7 months.
I have not been sick, kid you not, in like 9 months. That's a baby.
Wow.
You want to know what?
And you have 2 small kids.
I have two little petri dishes.
Yes.
One goes to school that brings home disease and grime like it's her business, and I have not gotten sick. Why? USANA for your mama. If you want to look great, feel great from the inside and out, check out USANA. It's the highest rated supplements in the world. Go to thisishowwedoit.usana.com. Get your health on, get your game up.
It works.
It totally works.
We use it. It totally works.
Check it out. Get healthy today. I'm going to go have a shake.
I'm enjoying mine right now.
Strawberry?
Yeah, it's the best.
Chocolate. We'll be right back.
Greetings, I'm the Professor with your Move of the Week. Assisting me this week is the Blonde Mamba from Iceland, and as always, Matt Practice from the island of Tonga. Now this week's move is the leg drop. Everyone should be familiar with this move as it was Hulk Hogan's finisher for many years. He used it against the Iron Sheik in order to win the belt. As you can see, Blonde Mamba pretty much jumps up and drops her leg on his chest cavity. She is knocking the wind out of him, crushing his sternum, possibly cracking ribs. Again, I know it's a move you might see a lot now by lighter people, but when Hulk Hogan did it, it was devastating. Oh. I don't know how much more Matt Practice can take, so we should probably stop there. Thank you very much, Blonde Mamba, and thank you, Matt Practice. Once again, I'm the Professor, and that was your Move of the Week.
And we are back on the Money in the Bank show. We are moving on to speak about Alberto Del Rio, who I thought was good in both of these shows. He was probably the highlight of both of these shows.
I think good is an understatement, John. I think Del Rio was great.
Yes.
Del Rio, to me, cemented himself this week on Monday Night Raw as the best heel on any show, in any promotion, in professional wrestling today.
Agreed.
What he did to his boy,
Ricardo
Rodriguez.
How dare you make a mistake?
Number one, he chose him.
He chose it, right. Well, Ricardo just came back from that suspension, which he was, quote-unquote, injured, but we know it was drug-related. And he came back, and then what does he do? He messes up the match for Del Rio, and Del Rio kicks the crap out of him.
He beat the snot out of him.
Which automatically turns Ricardo face, obviously, and then makes Del Rio even more
evil.
Even more of a heel.
My wife sat down and was like, what are they doing to that? Oh, you can't fake that. Oh, the bucket. I was like, what's happening?
Right.
He's beating him with a bucket.
No, when he threw him in, when he put his head in the stairs.
He put his head in the stairs.
In the steel stairs, and then
jump
kicked. Ricardo's.
What's wrong with your people, man? Killing people like that.
What do you mean, my people? Killing people? We didn't kill him. Hey,
is Ricardo alive?
We expect the best. If you can't step up to the plate, you get knocked the F out. That's how it works.
That's how you heard it.
You know?
We'll be back.
Latino Tomahawk.
You quiero Taco Bell.
La Raza Holmes.
The taco. We are back. And so is Christian. For his one more match. That triple threat match where he won the #1 contendership for the World's Heavyweight Championship. John?
Yeah.
Last week, he was our pick.
He was.
He had a segment all to himself. This week, the engine that could keeps rolling along.
I was so surprised.
I'm telling you, man.
I knew Orton wasn't going to win because he already has the case.
Yes.
But I thought for sure the way RVD was killing it in that match that he was going to be the choice.
Christian, man.
I couldn't believe it.
Gordon Vision.
What are you talking about?
That I have Gordon Vision.
I don't. We got to go back in the tapes to see if you said Christian was going to be the choice.
Roll the tape.
Oh my God! Because I thought for sure I had said it. Rogasite. But maybe it was Gordon Vision. We shall see.
We thought
Either
that
way.
potentially RVD, based on that kick to the face, was going to start a feud with Del Rio, which it seemed like it was going to happen.
I thought it was going to be a triple threat match at the pay-per-view. That's what we thought. I thought last week it would have been awesome. But unfortunately, it's going to be. But unfortunately, fortunately, it's going to be Christian. He's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good match with Del Rio.
Now, is Christian going to win?
No.
I agree. There's no way Christian wins this match.
I just love that Del Rio. I know we just talked about him, but Del Rio coming in after the three-way match while Christian's doing his interview and just totally takes him out. Totally takes him out.
This is the way. Christian, number one, is getting over as a sympathetic face again, and this also is cementing Del Rio without Ricardo.
Yeah, and this had been building, right? For the last few weeks, Christian had been waiting on this
We're building out of here. Gosh, I hate that bell. We're out.
Welcome back to the Money in the Bank show. We are moving on to talk about Caitlyn, AJ, and Layla. Andre, I know you're not the biggest fan of Caitlyn. What did you think of the stuff going on with her this week with AJ and Layla?
I thought that the best thing about this was AJ again. Caitlyn, the more she's on the mic, the less interested I become. And now they've involved Layla, which has brought my interest down even further.
Yeah.
They're ruining this.
I can't disagree. I could not agree with you more. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Caitlyn, I love Caitlyn. I'm a big fan of you. You are not great on the mic. I don't know what it is. Some people have it, some people don't. You just don't have it. AJ does. AJ has it on the mic. You do not have it on the mic. You're even backstage. Like, you're not even impromptu stuff. Like, backstage where they've scripted it out and you know what you're supposed to say. It just isn't working. And the Layla turn was so boring and had been, like, 3 months coming, and then it finally happened randomly for no reason.
Every week she's wearing black. I'm like, yes, I get it.
You're going to turn
heel.
And it was so boring because you could tell that as soon as she said, I've been around so many of these wrestlers, and I've never seen anyone with the determination and fire that Caitlyn has. You're like, yep, heel turn. Here it comes.
And she should never talk either. I know you're from Miami, but you have an English accent.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Just don't speak.
Yeah, and the thing is, you want to be noticed, you want to be all this kind of stuff, but there's a reason you're not.
Yeah.
I hate to break it, there's a reason you're not.
You know what, John?
AJ, yeah. But I think they did it because AJ needs, but I don't know, because AJ doesn't need, she needs more competition. She doesn't need people on her side.
I need to get out of this segment.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Peace out.
Greetings, I'm the Professor. Let's get right to it. In 1980, the WWF held their Showdown at Shea. 36,592 people showed up at Shea Stadium in Flushing, New York to see Larry Zbyszko in a steel cage match against Bruno Sammartino. All the highlight clips you ever see of Bruno Sammartino, you'll see him running onto a baseball field and to a ring. That's what this match is. In 2002, Ron the Truth Killings defeated Ken Shamrock for the NWA TNA belt. And now for the Professor's pick. This is a weird one. It comes from Road Wild, WCW's pay-per-view in 1998, that saw a very unusual tag team match. It was Diamond Dallas Page and Jay Leno against Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. The end came when Jay Leno's band leader, Kevin Eubanks, interfered and gave the diamond cutter to Eric Bischoff, allowing Jay Leno to get the pin. That's professional wrestling for you, kids.
Oh, John Roca.
Yes.
I used to be so excited when the McMahons would come out.
Me too.
I still get a little tingly feeling inside when Vince walks down.
Well, it's because of that entrance song. That song is one of the best songs ever for anyone.
But I'm lumping Triple H into the McMahons. I'm getting bored of Triple H. I'm getting bored of Stephanie.
Yeah.
I really don't want Stephanie on TV ever.
Yeah.
If I could help it. But I can't. I don't know. I don't like any. I like what Vince had going on with Daniel Bryan, but I felt like it was short-sighted.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this, right? We are just commentators about these shows, right? That's all we are. the McMahons, obviously, Vince, incredibly brilliant genius, knows what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. But there are missteps, and I think this is a misstep. I think this is where the mistake is happening, is that they're doing this whole thing with the corporate makeover, and they're trying to be, like, up front. But the truth is, the audience doesn't need them up front anymore. You hired Brad Maddox to be your GM. Make Brad Maddox the heel. Make Brad Maddox the one who wants to get Daniel Bryan's face cut, beard cut off, and do all these kinds of things, because he wants a new regime change. He wants a new look for Raw. That would make more sense. To go back to rehashing this. Nobody cares that Vince is fighting with Stephanie trying to cry on screen.
Oh God, that was terrible.
Yeah, I mean all this kind of stuff. We don't need it. We don't need. I wish the McMahons would do less. Yeah. And Brad Maddox was more. Why would you hire him and then put him in the background?
Brad Maddox, Vince McMahon, and get rid of Triple H and Stephanie.
Yeah, we don't.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But who am I?
And we don't need.
I'm Jean Valjean.
That's it. Welcome back to the Money in the Bank show. We are moving on to our very favorite segment, the Glass Ceiling Wrestler of the Week, where we pick somebody who we thought was an awesome wrestler this week, or we thought someone who needs to break through the glass ceiling and get more airtime. I'm going to go first, if that's all right with you.
Yes.
I'm going to make it unorthodox choice this week because they've released ECW Volume 2 and they promoted Paul Heyman. People forget how awesome Paul Heyman was and changed the face of wrestling in the 90s. He was brilliant in creating Extreme Championship Wrestling, where they took everything from this level and took it to a whole nother plane. We're talking flaming tables, chairs being thrown in the ring from the audience, people jumping off the auditorium stands onto people on tables, people falling from the ceiling through tables and tables and tables. Extreme Championship Wrestling was brilliant, and the mastermind was Paul Heyman, and he is my Glass Ceiling Wrestler of the Week. Andre?
John, that was great. My Glass Ceiling Wrestler of the Week is John Cena.
Oh, what?
I'll tell you why. I actually saw some progress, John. I saw some progress.
Did you know?
In your work. I saw some progress in your promos until a certain point where you had to go back to what you did, pushing Daniel Bryan under the glass ceiling the way my mask is pushed down. John Cena, I told you 3 weeks ago I'd teach you a lesson.
Oh.
Your lesson is coming.
Oh.
Get your thumb ready. SummerSlam, buddy. My glass ceiling is breaking over your head. We'll be back after this. And this.
Welcome back to the Money in the Bank show. We are moving on to our one segment for this entire show of TNA. My total nonstop action. Impact Wrestling. Andre, did you watch? What did you think? Were you asleep?
Total nonstop awful.
Wow. Wow. Okay. There were two great matches, but all right.
There were two great matches.
So it couldn't be awful by definition.
The concept of bringing in who they brought in at the end of the show.
Oh, you're going to bury the lead right at the beginning? All right, sure, okay.
That's all I really care about.
All right.
We want to talk
Tito Ortiz.
Yes, Tito Ortiz, who is another Rampage.
Right. Which is a shame.
Can't wrestle.
Which is a shame because from what I'm reading on the internet and the rumors is that they let go a bunch of they recently let go a bunch of their wrestlers so they can have enough money to bring in these MMA, UFC people. And they're not really getting that big of a pop.
They're not.
I mean, Rampage was so bad they had to put him in a group right off the bat.
Bat.
So I don't know what's going to. And Tito Ortiz lost so many matches towards the end that he lost his intimidation factor. Yeah. It's like bringing in Tyson. Nobody's afraid of Tyson anymore. It just doesn't work. He scares you, but you're not afraid of him.
You're scared because he may kill you with like a knife, but not like in the ring.
Right. And can we talk about the Austin Aries AJ Styles match? Fantastic.
Okay, now I will say that they did have a great match.
Great, almost pay-per-view level.
See, that's the thing. They should have more of those things and less of the gimmicky things.
But they don't have the. I don't think they have the talent to do those matches consistently, like Raw or SmackDown.
I don't think they have the creative team. I think they have the talent.
Absolutely
but I don't think they have the creative team.
And we love Hogan, but that creative. You're right. You're right. Absolutely.
Ding ding. Done with you, TNA. Banish it.
Next week, do better.
We are back on the Money in the Bank show for one of our fastest rounds, the lightning round. Our producer Abby is going to yell out topics, and we are going to fire away in like 30 seconds each.
Yeah.
Let's go. Lightning strike.
Hey!
The Shield.
Oh,
Okay.
remember us?
Ah, yeah.
Remember us? We
The
have all the
Shield.
belts. Remember us?
Yeah, they're back. Yeah, I feel like, again, another group wasted.
Just wasted.
May as well have them feud with the Wyatts.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, another. Yeah, please.
I think the Shield to me is a afterthought.
It really is.
If you put them in this main event match, which they did, it only helped them.
Right.
They weren't added to push the storyline
Right,
further.
right.
They were added like, oh, don't forget about us.
But the thing is, the Shield came out and the audience didn't react at all.
Ryback.
Oh, Ryback. Okay. Where are we going? Because he fought Mark Henry. That's what I do this week.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I mean, I think that Ryback, I think this bully angle may work better for him than the Cryback, although I liked the Cryback angle better.
But it felt like they went back to it because he left the ring and didn't he left the ring when it got to be too much. He just left the ring and let a count out happen.
I feel like
don't
they're
know, is it
confused
Ryback or
with
not?
him.
They are confused. They don't know what to do with him.
They don't.
It's so frustrating.
And he's suffering because of
yes,
Kofi?
agreed. Oh,
Kofi!
Kofi's back.
Boop, boop. My boy's back, man. You know, first of all, he's not even Jamaican.
Do we have to do? Oh, I was gonna say I don't want to do the Jamaican accent because he's not Jamaican.
He's from Ghana, but his parents are from
African.
Jamaica. Anyway, I'm glad
African
he's
man.
back. He's
Yeah.
wearing the long black tights,
Yeah.
reminiscent of Evan Bourne. I think.
Oh,
I
nice,
think
yeah.
Bourne Rising is coming back, or Air Boom.
Air
Watch
Boom.
for Air Boom coming back.
Right.
I think it's happening.
I thought it was a good match. He did a good match with Fandango,
match.
and Fandango got beat by Kofi.
By
'cause
Kofi?
They're just gonna make him a jobber.
Orton.
Oh, Randy. Randy killed it.
Randy to me showed why he is the apex predator of the WWE.
Yep.
I do think that a heel turn is coming for him as well.
Yeah, I think so because he left Bryan and Cena to get beat up by the Shield at the end.
Yes,
there. So
only because they'll justify it by him getting hit by Bryan on the way out.
right. But he did RKO both of them.
Yes, he did.
So that was his way of
Cena
saying,
deserves
"I want
it.
the title." He wants the title.
Yeah, it wasn't
I thought
like
that
an
was good.
evil thing. It
No,
was
no,
like, no, I want the
thought it was-
title.
yeah, he's a
and
predator.
plus, he was just telling Cena that he stinks.
Yeah, he's a predator.
And we're done.
And we're done.
RKO!
Damn it.
So I can't help but say that I love Total Divas on E.
Oh my God, so do I.
I can't stop watching that
That's
show.
the greatest show ever.
I mean, if I could be a Bella when I grow up, I would. I wouldn't really be.
I want to be a Bella. I would not be a Bella.
But
I would do the Funkadactyl.
John, gosh, I hate that I like this show, but
Listen,
I do.
I hate watch the show. I love watch the show. I'm sorry. I don't hate watch the show. I love watch the show.
I love
But-
that I watch it, but I hate that I love it.
Right. But I will say this. This week was not as
not as good
strong
as last week.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I don't the whole thing about Eva Marie, she's actually boring.
She is much better to look at.
She talks. I can barely get my words out of my mouth. It's like watching Megan Fox. Megan Fox, boring. Okay, that she can barely. I hate those people on TV who can barely talk and they give them all this kind of.
She's great to look at, but
Yeah, in a trashy kind of way. But yeah,
I mean,
but you know,
aesthetically with that bright red hair, but
Yeah,
for
it works
entertainment
right.
value, she's flat as.
But then when she did the promo with the Bellas on Raw, it was like, oh, hang on.
I thought it was a joke.
Boring.
I didn't know it was
so
really
bad.
happening.
It was so bad. But you know who came off worse on the show?
Yeah.
What a douche. He looked like such a douche, and you know it. You know he was a douche. He was trying to hit on her. No, she has a boyfriend. You know he was trying to mack her at the club. Douche, douche, douche. But I will give him credit that as soon as she crapped the bed doing the dance, he was like, we're not doing it again. Get her out of here. So I give him credit for that.
Get us out of here.
Can't wait for episode 3. Welcome back to the Money in the Bank show. Sadly, we are at the end of the show, and it is time for the Direct to You by Dre and the Roka Rant by me. Dre, if it's all right with you, I want to start first.
Age before beauty.
All right, fine. Speaking of age before beauty, and really no beauty, the Wyatt family. Seriously. What are we doing with that angle? It is so boring. So boring. Walking in with a lantern, and nobody's afraid, nobody's scared. He sits in a rocking chair with a Hawaiian shirt on and a hipster hat on. I'm sorry, doesn't do a damn thing for me. His move is great. That's a
Yes.
fantastic finisher, right?
Yes.
But the whole, and then you got the guy who's like, it's a whole Deliverance reference, right? You've got the slow, retarded guy that's his brother or whatever it is, and you got the crazy ginger with no hair on his head who goes nuts every day. Like, it's so boring, it's so uninteresting. Nobody's afraid, and for me, I just wish they would kill it.
John, you got a pretty mouth.
Right.
My direct to you is directed to this guy who fell down, Junkyard Dog. No, it's directed to the WWE creative team.
Oh.
You know, here's what I found with the creative team lately. We've moved into this mid attitude / PG era, where now they're dabbling into the attitude era again, with the chair shots and the head between the stairs and the railing,
right.
But still keeping it PG. I really think we need to pick something, figure out what it is. I know in our first show we talked about the direction of the WWE. Right now, we are confused as viewers because you guys are confused as a team. For example, Ryback, where is he? What's going on? The Shield comes in, comes out. John Cena, is he gonna be, is he not? Here's what I do know about John Cena. John Cena and I
here we go.
have a press conference scheduled for later this week. I want you guys to look out for this. This is a very serious thing. I take John Cena's offenses very seriously.
Yeah.
And I will deal with him accordingly at the press conference. It'd be international press conference. And
Who else is at the press conference?
And you, with his thumbs, who trained me to take you, John, to that woodshed and give you the Smackdown. Let's bring it. Let's do it. Check it out next week. We will also be back with maybe a special guest or two.
Possibly.
We'll talk then. But that's our show, John.
That's our show. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate it every week. We love doing it for you. Are we out of here?
Yeah, but I just don't know how to.
Okay, here we go again. All right.
Can you pick me up?
Tune in next week. Tune in next week.
Can you pick me up?
No.
Yes. Okay, no.
No, I don't.
What?
Did he cut it? He didn't yell cut.
I am rolling.
Thanks, Ab.
I usually like to give him 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Credits to roll.
Fine.
Shit.
Do it again?
No.
There's
No.
Enough. There's enough there at the end. I thought there was enough.